We're almost at the end. Our final comedian is one of my favorite humans on the planet. I actually have been supporting him since the beginning of his career in comedy because I think this kid is going to go all the way to the top. I'm sort of the Mickey to his Rocky. Mickey loves you, you son of a bitch. Anyway, give it up for my friend, Arvin Clay.
Hi. So, you guys are probably wondering why I gathered you here tonight.
Not really.
I'm here to talk to you about insurance. No, I'm not actually. So I'm assuming by this group of people that some of you are probably on medication. I have a love-hate relationship with my medication because when I found the right one, it was incredible. It was life-changing. The clouds parted, the choirs sang. I could see the flowers in the cemetery I hung out in as being beautiful and not just an ironic reminder of how fragile and fleeting life is. So I'm going to twist this around so I don't pull it out. There we go. Okay. But on the other end of it, there comes a point where I have to start questioning, if the pills that I'm on for my depression have the sometimes side effect of giving me suicidal thoughts, am I actually medically gaslighting myself? Because I kind of feel like I am. So, recently, and I do really mean recently, not like the comic recently, but recently, I actually had to change my dosage, and the reason was it just completely numbed me out, And, I get it, we're in Pittsburgh. It is the zombie capital of the world, but I don't really think my happy pills should be turning me into the living dead without the courtesy of Tom Savini doing my makeup. Just saying. I have to kind of stop calling them my happy pills. They're not really my happy pills. They're more of the keep my brain from telling me I'm worthless and a burden to everyone around me pills. Happy pills. So I was seeing a shrink for a while, and I don't mean like we were dating. I mean like I actually had a therapist for a little while, and it was going really, really well. We were getting a lot of work done, but she changed her affiliation and could no longer accept my insurance. And we had a talk about it, and she we kind of devised that, well, I could continue to see her for $200 a session. Well, what the fuck? Like, I did that math, and I realized, one, that is really going to cut into my weed money, and I can't. No, the happy pills don't always work. That's my happy pill. But the other important thing that I realized was, for that much money, I could hire a superhero impersonator, and I would have the added bonus of telling all of my problems to Spider-Man. Now, obviously, I came to my senses. I'm an adult. I don't always do stupid shit. But the reason I came to my senses was I realized Spider-Man is actually pretty fucked up himself. Seriously, like imagine this. You are a teenager with off-the-chart intelligence. You have these whacked out superpowers out of nowhere. And you inadvertently cause the death of your father figure. Like, shit. It's really fucking heavy. If anybody deserves to be a goth, it's Peter Parker. Like, how that guy wasn't actually in his room, in the dark, listening to horror movie scores while writing morose poetry is beyond me. But, I think, honestly, he's a little too altruistic and good-hearted to actually let this stuff get to him, which I guess is kind of the difference between he and I. Other than the superpowers, and I don't want to say I'm, mentally or bankrupt or anything, morally bankrupt, I'm just morally in heavy heavy debt. Heavy debt. So despite this being kind of a dumpster fire of a year, for the first time ever in my life, I've actually been able to keep one New Year's resolution. I mean, go me, 3 months into the year, yeah, obviously not the weight loss, but I'm a little more zen. I've found a way to be a little more zen, a little more in the moment. I call it my nihilitist approach. So now I'm only occasionally sitting in a dark room, listening to horror movie scores, brooding over my halcyon days before I squandered my talents in special effects makeup, having been hired to work on a Harry Potter movie, co-authoring a book on silicone, only to find myself working in technology retail, teaching all of your grandparents how to use their phones. It's awesome. The thing is, though, I think it's really, really cool that that senior citizens and like older folks are actually really, really kind of embracing technology. Like, it's important. I mean, it's not going anywhere, and it's cool that they're actually able to do that. And the group that has been the most receptive is baby boomers, which really shouldn't be surprising to anybody because collectively, they master the art of destroying the economy for everybody who came after them. So, by all means, yeah, let's talk emojis. So, all right, something's been bugging me just a little bit. Are we in an episode of Black Mirror?
Yeah.
Did Rick and Morty fuck something up? Are we actually in a parallel multiverse on the darkest possible timeline where a neo-Nazi supporting xenophobic former reality star is actually holding the highest office of the land?
Yes.
Great. Super.
That's real.
Oh my God, wonderful. Because it's not just that he's actually trying to lay waste to America like a swarm of demon Cheeto-colored locusts with bad comb-overs. But the thing is, what really troubles me is that he could go on TV, Black Mirror style, fuck a pig while tweeting about it, and nobody would bat a goddamn eyelash. My girlfriend says that joke is actually an insult to pigs. Okay, maybe. I'm actually really, really fortunate. I have an amazing girlfriend. She's really, really supportive. And we actually agree on most things, except for one. She won't actually help me to live out what has been a long time fantasy of mine. Finding a woman in a bathtub of ice who just had her kidneys removed, who just gets so hot for me saving her life that she's immediately DTF. I know, right? And the thing is, she's okay renting the motel room. She is totally fine being in the bathtub of ice. But she drew the line at how much time she would have to sit still in the makeup chair while I painstakingly apply a silicone prosthetic that I spent about a week sculpting. And then of course I have to do multiple castings of. And I have to meticulously paint it, taking into account how much time she's going to be in the tub. And of course there's going to be test runs of it. And I have to have her in the ice just to make sure that, it doesn't fall off. And what if it discolors? What if it actually goes away? Oh my God, what if it floats up? I can't have this happen. It would take me out of the moment. She just doesn't have the patience for it. Whatever. So, luckily, for the most part, we do actually agree about most things in the bedroom, and we like the same activities. You know, like looking up the different classes of necrophilia. Did you know there are 10 classes? 10. Jeffrey Dahmer was only a 9. The fuck? There had to be this moment where, like, he was on his deathbed, he stabbed, and I think he was, like, secretly disappointed that he didn't get a 10 out of 10. Poor Jeffy should have reached for the stars on that one. So, Dahmer actually, as weird as this sounds, okay, Dahmer actually has been always my favorite serial killer. I know it sounds weird. I know. It's fucked up. You know, I may or may not have had trading cards and what have you, and I had plans to go to Ohio to steal dirt from his house. But the thing is, we actually had a favorite band in common. It was this band called Skinny Puppy. Whoa! Oh my god. That is literally the first time anyone, like, I say Skinny Puppy and they're like, well, wait, what, I mean, skinny, like, what is that? Like, what's wrong? What? Yeah, they're everything. They're everything. They really are. But, so, we have the same band in common, but here's the thing. Like, I don't know about you, but nothing brings out the murderous, cannibalistic side of me more than a band that is actively vegetarian and anti-vivisection. I kind of think somewhere along the line the wires got crossed there. But, you know, I what can I say? Like, a band like that actually really, really speaks to me. And sure, they sound like the crazed voices of the Muppets who run screaming from Disneyland straight into Too Dark Park, but there is something comforting about them, you know? And the thing is that's kind of a bummer about it, is that I can never perform them at karaoke, because otherwise I end up sounding kind of possessed. Because it ends up looking like this. That's right, deranged, talking in my sleep again. Eyes twitch, retain a sentimental something. So, I guess everybody needs comfort food music, right? So, I've always been into, like, bands with, like, really, really weird names, you know. Skinny Puppy. Alien Sex Fiend. My Life with a Thrill Kill Call. Throbbing Gristle. Do you know how awkward it is to walk into a record shop and ask if they have any Throbbing Gristle? They honestly, like, I think the clerks must have thought that I was fucking with them. And that I was either really, really high and trying to order a sandwich. Oh, sorry. I was really, really trying to order a sandwich, or I totally lost the train of thought on that joke.
This is yours. Throbbing Gristle?
No, it's gone. It's 100% gone. I really tried on that one. It was gone. So, yeah, I mean, I know it's really, really hard to tell by the bright colors that I'm in that I grew up, like, super duper goth. And, like, I actually was, like, really, you know, there was one point in my life where, like, I was so goth I shit bats. You know? I was so goth I pissed blood. Wait, no. That was a medical condition. It had nothing to do with my taste in music. So I know what some of you are probably thinking, like, oh my god, Arvin, were you one of those goths who would get really, really depressed and cut himself while listening to Marilyn Manson. Well, let me put that thought to rest right now. I never listen to Marilyn Manson. Thank you, everybody.
Keep it going for Arvin.